The Democratic Republic of the Congo would like to offer its allegiance and resources to the development and institution of the OAU. Our country is most stimulated by the concept of a single unifying body and believes that the nation and continent would prosper if it were propagated. With this guiding idea in mind, allow us to articulate a brief history of this country and the reasons that an organization of African unity would provide a symbiotic relationship between our nation's constituents and the entire population of Africa. In the 1860s, King Leopold II from Belgium claimed our land for wealth and power. Under his influence, the International African Association was established with mainly humanitarian purpose, along with the International Association of the Congo. The second mentioned was a private company disguised as an equivalent to the Red Cross but with a worse motive, to acquire land. Leopold II established the Congo Free State, and the Belgians ruled 20 million Africans in our land with tactics such as weapons, money, forced labor, violence, and children's colonies. This problematic rule has introduced a number of issues to current Congolese society that we believe an OAU would remedy. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is rich in natural resources, but politically very unstable due to corruption. We have a lot to offer to stimulate and diversify the African economy, but we do not have the means to implement modern economic and social policy. Ultimately, our interests are vested in an organizational body because we need the help and alliance of more competent and successful African nations. Our biggest desire is to reverse years of colonial control and exploitation and lessen corruption, and form alliances with other nations that can utilize abundance of raw materials and the resources we possess. Economically, we possess vast mineral wealth and one of the most naturally resource-rich states in the continent. Yet our GDP has decreased significantly over the years. In fact, we have the lowest nominal GDP per capita in the entire world, consistently one of the 20 lowest countries on the Corruption Perception Index. We possess mineral necessities, for the Democratic Republic of the Congo is the world's largest producer of cobalt ore. Mining is the most prominent trade and industry here. Our hope for the OAU is that it will be able to accept some resource reserves in exchange for assistance with diversification and development of a variety of other trades within the country. Socially, the Democratic Republic of the Congo has a lot of changes to make. Child soldiers are still used for protection and sacrifice, violence is often propagated against women, especially sexual violence, and the Republic suffers from a number of other human rights violations. We hope that this can be remedied through the good influence of the unifying body of the OAU, and especially the influence of its more thriving and affluent members. And politically, the Democratic Republic of the Congo is plagued with corruption, bribery, and fraud. Yet we thrive on the principle of nationalism that we have cultivated throughout our history and our colonial period. From 1908 to 1960, this country was known as Belgian Congo, and it was part of the French Equatorial Africa before gaining independence on June 30th, 1960. Our first democratic national election in 1960 resulted in conservative President Joseph Kasavubu and nationalist Prime Minister Patrice Lumumba, who wanted Congo's economy to be independent from Europe. After independence, the country proved to be full of resources and opportunity, but corrupt political leaders kept it from reaching the greatest developmental peak possible. The OAU, since it ultimately should function as a political body, will allow us to remedy the issues of corruption, embezzlement, and extortion. Membership in the OAU will help the nation by allowing us to invest our energy in making a strong Central African entity. We have a lot of culture to invest. We will be able to cure problems of corruption by following examples of more politically successful African states without compromising tribalism and tradition. The OAU will aid us in becoming a more efficient contributor to the overall African economy. Our people will no longer be among the most impoverished on the planet. The OAU, in exchange, will receive our alliance and allegiances as well as access to free and uninhibited trade. It can allow the Democratic Republic of the Congo to implement our material resources for the good of all. Now,